Michigan State. And this really is going to be a team known for Rocket Watts, the team that can definitely turn on the electricity in any arena. And also another thing that strikes out to me is Marquette transfer Joey Hauser. He is now eligible. Started with Marquette as a freshman, transferring up to the Big Ten. That's going to be big. And a team that is going to be ran by some juniors and sophomores that know the system. I think this is a team that can really make some noise here, Dom.
They definitely can. It's going to be very odd watching Michigan State basketball this year without Cassius Winston and Xavier Tillman. I have a comparison for you for Cassius Winston. He was the Hunter Renfrow of college basketball. Yeah, so it's going to be tough to watch because Cassius was the leader of this team. You saw him controlling the offense, and you saw him really working with Coach Izzo. And they're going to need someone to step up big time in his presence. And Xavier Tillman was that big for them, down low. Arguably the best defensive big man in the class, and he was definitely the best defensive big man in the Big Ten. Now, like I just mentioned, for Michigan, they lost Teskey. Who's going to be able to defend those big men to help keep you in those games? Because the Big Ten is prolific in big men. Another storyline, Joshua Langford is supposed to return this year after missing all of last year. You really wonder how good Michigan State would be last year if Langford played for them. They seemed like they were peaking at the right time, and they could have definitely won a national championship. I don't see them being a national championship contender, but certainly second weekend team and a top 5 team in this conference for sure.
And Joshua Langford might be the difference. If he comes out, blows everyone away, he might take Michigan State up to that top 3, as well as Aaron Henry in the front court. You know, the front court, there's some depth with freshman Maria Sissoko. That's going to be something that we'll be interested in seeing, that front court and how deep it can be. If it is deep, we got an overall team in Michigan State that can make a lot of noise. And a team that, in my mind, is definitely right now in that top 25 conversation. But going forward, I think the potential is there for them to crack top 15, maybe crack the top 10 if the pieces fall correctly. Definitely one of the top teams in the country. A team that I would definitely peg right now preseason as anywhere from that 2 to 4 seed range right now preseason. And what happens with Watts, and I think Joey Hauser can make a big impact as well as one of the better newcomers to the Big Ten. He will be someone that does make a lot of noise. And you have the experience of having juniors and sophomores, not quite as good as seniors as teams like Wisconsin have, but you still have that experience there. You're not a freshman-oriented team. And that automatically puts Michigan State above a lot of some other teams in this conference, to where you have good players that know the system of your coach, especially as talented as Coach Izzo. I do think Michigan State is one of the better teams in this conference. Now, do I think they have that it factor to step above the top 3? No. I think that every single one of the top 3 teams I'm going to talk about here have something about them that puts them above everyone else. And we just start with Iowa, and a player I think is a national player of the year, Luka Garza. That's their it factor that puts them above Michigan State. Michigan State doesn't have that national player of the year contender in my mind right now, like Iowa does, to really be there. For everything returns, I mean, this is a team that can be one of the best teams in the entire country, Dom.
Yeah, absolutely. They're kind of one of those bridge teams, like I mentioned with Purdue, Minnesota, and Rutgers, that if they perform well, they're going to elevate the performance of this conference in terms of conference rankings. Now, Michigan State's going to be good. It's a question of how good.